Welcome to what is happening in today with Crowning Thoughts. Santiago D.C. Maria Truth Speaker.
Shocking truth. America's everyday heroes are proving good always outnumbers evil. You won't believe these stories. In a nation often divided by headlines of hate and conflict, one undeniable fact stands out loud and clear. The vast majority of Americans are stepping up to defend their neighbors, bridge divides, and show that kindness and unity win every single time. While pockets of racism and bigotry grab attention, real people across the country are proving that evil is the exception, not the rule. These are the angels without capes, ordinary folks who refuse to let hate define us. Take the wave of community resistance against recent immigration enforcement actions. In late 2025, as ICE raids targeted places like Home Depots and car washes in cities across California, everyday Americans didn't stand by. In Oakland, protesters gathered to document and challenge agents. In Los Angeles, activists clogged store lines with symbolic purchases to highlight complicity in raids. Suburban moms in Illinois formed neighborhood watch groups to alert communities and schools when agents appeared. High school students in Durham, North Carolina, walked out in solidarity with affected classmates. In Seattle, neighbors built whistle kits to warn of approaching raids, and in Minneapolis, organizers held noisy protests outside hotels housing agents. These actions slowed operations and sent a powerful message. Americans stand with their immigrant brothers and sisters. This isn't isolated. Communities are rallying against hate in visible, bold ways. In Los Angeles County, where hate crimes hit record highs in recent years, the LA vs. Hate program launched the Signs of Solidarity campaign in 2025. Residents, businesses, and organizations in high-impact neighborhoods like Westlake and San Pedro are posting yard signs, posters, and murals declaring inclusion and respect for diversity. Partnering with the Board of Supervisors, Metro, and groups like the California Conference for Equality and Justice, this grassroots effort targets areas hit hardest by bias against African Americans, Latinos, immigrants, Jewish, Muslim, and LGBTQ+ communities. It's a direct response to rising incidents, reclaiming public spaces with messages that hate has no home here. Across the nation, similar stories emerge. When pride flags and symbols faced vandalism, over 200 incidents tracked in one recent year, communities fought back by immediately replacing them, adding more displays, and renewing commitments to visibility and safety. In cities like Carlisle, hundreds of stolen flags were replaced with festivals celebrating resilience. Churches threatened over flying pride flags received overwhelming support from neighbors standing firm. Everyday heroism shows up in crisis too. In 2025, during devastating Texas floods that claimed over 130 lives, camp director Dick Eastland sacrificed himself saving campers. Coast Guard rescuers like Petty Officer Scott Ruskin risked everything in daring saves. Former police officer Chase Childers lost his life entering rip currents to rescue strangers in South Carolina. These aren't superhumans, they're regular people choosing courage when it matters most. Look at broader trends. Despite challenges, hate crimes in major cities dipped in 2024, with places like Chicago seeing a 25% drop. Anti-Muslim incidents fell sharply in some areas. Public perception shifts too. Surveys show over 80% of Americans want leaders who unite rather than divide, and nearly 90% of non-LGBTQ adults believe the community deserves freedom from violence and discrimination. Organizations like the NAACP continue leading fights against inequality, while gun safety advocates survivors and relatives from tragedies like Parkland are winning elections to enact change. Black swimmers are teaching lessons to combat historic aquatic segregation, reducing drowning risks rooted in past discrimination. These efforts prove progress happens when good people act. Racism exists, no one denies that. Incidents still occur, from verbal harassment to worse. Structural issues linger. with disparities in health, housing, and justice. Congress has introduced resolutions declaring racism a public health crisis, highlighting legacies of slavery, segregation, and ongoing biases. Hate crimes against Jewish, Muslim, Asian, Black, and LGBTQ+ communities remain too high in places. But here's the blunt truth. These acts come from a loud minority. The bigger story is the massive response millions standing against it. Protests, solidarity campaigns, neighbor watches, replacements of vandalized symbols, and daily acts of kindness drown out the hate. You might encounter a racist here or there, but they don't represent America. Real Americans, diverse in background but united in decency, do. This is why pride swells when we look closely. We've seen the evil, yes, but we've seen far more good rise up. Angels without capes are everywhere. The bystander documenting injustice, the neighbor posting a solidarity sign, the volunteer teaching swim lessons, the protester blowing a whistle for safety. They protect our shared humanity. America isn't perfect, but its heart is good. The majority chooses empathy over hate, unity over division. That's the real story, and it's winning. Follow so we can stay connected. Your support matters more than you know, and I appreciate every moment you give to listen. Your support is important to me, and it helps me a lot. It keeps me active, bringing you important information with your support and comments, likes and shares. Feel free to like, support, and subscribe. I will always provide content for you. I appreciate every support you give. Crowning Thoughts, True Speaker, copyright 2025 by Santiago D.C. Maria, licensed under Creative Commons Attribution. I love you all and I appreciate each of you. Stay blessed. Thank you for listening. Love always. Santiago D.C. Maria.